Welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where today we return home to Palo Alto to host the Texas Longhorns, continuing our streak of playing Texas teams and continuing our streak of top 25 battles. Now, Texas has only played one game so far this year, and that was against UL Monroe. In this one, they barely pulled off the win, 17-6, though their defense shut down their opponents, only allowing 64 rushing yards and 114 passing. The Texas passing game wasn't all too good either, 104, but they had a dominant running game, 43 attempts for a grand total of 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. They were led in that category by Jarek Gibson, the redshirt junior out of Gainesville, Florida, who had 17 carries, 85 yards, averaged 5 yards per carry, and had one of those 2 touchdowns. The other went to DeMario Hill, the redshirt freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri, with 12 carries, 51 yards. Ornoff did scramble around a little bit, so we'll need to keep an eye on him. But passing the ball, he greatly struggled. Again, just over 100 yards. He completed only 44% of his throws. And defensively, the main man here for the Longhorns is Akana, the redshirt senior out of Hawaii, with 6 tackles, led the team in that category as well with 2.5 sacks. So for our Cardinal, who have started the year 2-0, the offense has struggled, and they're really going to have to step up today. Elijah Brown might need to be that main guy for us. 3 touchdowns to 3 interceptions this year, 55% complete. The running game has been pretty good. Parrish, he's averaging over 6 yards a rush, has missed 2 touchdown opportunities by an inch from the goal line. Montreal Dog receiving a little bit more carries this year. He's averaging just under 4. Does have a touchdown. And then the true freshman running back in Zach Thompson has come in for 2 rushing touchdowns this year. But just as in previous seasons, it's been the defense leading the way. Richardson and Howerton both have 12 tackles. As for tackles for a loss leader, that's going to be Howerton and Nelson. Sack leader, we have Howerton at the top. Half a sack away is Rico Cote. And we've seen a great step forward for Antonio Asher, the now cornerback 1. So as these 2 very comparable teams battle it out, we expect nothing but a very close game. And we'll see if Coach Barrington has anything special in store. But we are underway. A big boot as LeCouture will take the touchback. Cardinal offense starting at the 25. Again, this group has been a little bit hit or miss, but Parrish, he has not been. He's been solid throughout. As we start here with a shotgun look, Brown, he'll take the snap and looking for a lane down the middle. Parrish cuts right, and he picks up 4. We'll see how much Barrington wants to stretch this defense. They've got a very good group of DBs. Parrish trying to stretch the front 7 here, but he just gets back to the line. Well, already the Cardinal here faced with a 3rd and medium. They need 6. Hard count, no one jumps. Brown, he's going to drop back, firing to left-hand side at his buck. He gets the first down and out of bounds, shy of the 40. This offense relies a lot on their tight end as long as he holds on to that ball. Draw here for Parrish. Lets the blocker get in front and Roth, but he gets stuck to him. We'll end up limiting that total gain. 5 yards on first down. Motion here, Haddad. He's going to take the jet sweep, stick that foot in the ground, and he picks up the first. Cardinal keeping everything pretty low to the line here, into plus side with that 1st and 10. Going back to Haddad, who breaks 1 tackle. He's got the Cardinal down to the 33 with a spread look here. Elijah Brown dropping back and having to roll to the left-hand side. Lane opens up. He might get caught from behind, but he's going to rumble all the way down to the 9-yard line. Make it goal to go. Stanford is 40. Not a burner, but he always seems to just find that space. Parrish down the middle. He'll rumble for a few, however, there is some laundry down on the field, and it looks like another holding for Roth. Of the entire line, he's 100% the most penalized. 1st and goal now back at the 19. It's going to be play action across the middle and just tipped away from Haddad. Great play there from the safety to step up, break that one up, bringing up 2nd and goal. Split backfield back here in shotgun. As once again, Brown, he's just going to step up and run, and it's going to be a race to the pylon. He comes up 2 yards shy. So a 3rd and goal it'll be from the shotgun look. He's got his receiver, but he doesn't put enough on it. It gets picked off. Texas Longhorns take over. He throws that a split second sooner, maybe. It's a touchdown. Longhorns, after a bad drive defensively, come up with one big play. And it's Wardell Mack Jr. getting the ball to his offense. A spread empty look for Texas as they get going here. Struggled with the passing game in their previous one. They pick up 9, play 1. And it just so happens to be they threw it to number 9. That's Gibson, the running back. 2nd and 1. They bring the blitz here, and a bad angle from Nelson opens the door for the first down. Longhorns. Always gotta hate when a good read ends up going towards a bad play just from a slight hesitation. 1st and 10, they get motion. Gonna send the receiver all the way. A lot of window dressing. Tafiti doesn't care about it, rips him down. Ends up going as a loss of 6, 2nd and 16. As they go RPO out to their tight end, who will pick up all that lost yardage. And that does still leave them behind the chains here on 3rd. They need 9. With a shotgun look, they chip Nelson at the edge, but then he's free to rush and knocking it out. No, allowing the catch is Asher, but it's going to be a punt either way. Defense answers the mistake from Brown. Giving the ball back to the offense, though, back at the 17. Parrish, he goes down the middle for a short gain. The middle lanes were clogged up last game. Offense struggled to block Brandon Bett. We'll see how much of that rolls over into this one. A short gain on the pass brings up 3rd and 6. 2 to the right-hand side. Haddad alone to the left. Hard count, no one jumps for Brown. He's got Haddad, and this time he squeezes it into the window. So already some clear evidence that he learned from his mistake last drive. 1st and 10. More hard count. Another guy jumps, however, they don't flag him. Throwing and finding Blouse. He hasn't had the most amount of targets to start the year, but a promising young receiver here for the Cardinal. And another short gain for Parrish. But it will be enough to send us to the end of the 1st quarter. It was starting off really well for the Cardinal. They drove down the field. A interception took away their points. And then a quick stop from the defense brings us here 0-0 as Montreal Dog in at running back. He's going to find some space down the middle, bit of bouncing around, and they say the ball comes out. Longhorns recover for now. This one might be reviewed as he might have been down. And it'll end up having to be Coach Bearington who throws that challenge flag here. No booth review came in, but it does indeed look like Montreal Dog hit down, then the ball pops out. And that's exactly how they rule it. So we'll take back over, though, 3rd and 1. We need a good push here with a spread look. Parrish, he's going to stretch this one to the outside. Gets a little juke, but not much yardage, but it's enough. Cardinal keep their drive alive with a 3rd down conversion. Spread empty look here. Got an open tight end across the middle. That's going to be Buck, who's going to rumble down to the 30. We're getting dragged down. Again, so far today, Cardinal have been able to drive on this defense. They just got to finish off said drive. Coming across, open receiver. They're going to find Ed Keenan. Good block downfield, Parrish. And we're back down, goal to go. Cardinal have really focused on bringing down that passing game and utilizing the athleticism from their receivers to try to get some better runs after the catch. They go back to Haddad on the jet sweep, and that time it goes nowhere. So 2nd and goal following the loss on 1st. More motion here from Haddad, going left to right. Handed this off to Parrish, and he's only back to the line. But once again with a 3rd and longer than where we started the drive down inside the red zone. Got to find the end zone here as they look to pass the ball. It's tipped away. 2 good stands for the Longhorn defense down inside the 10. Settling for the field goal, ETN gets the Cardinal on the board. And while it definitely isn't 6, it breaks the deadlock here. And the Longhorns can take the field as they finally go with a run. Ume swallows him up. They nearly ran for 200 in total in their first game. First time that they carried the ball today, so they clearly have changed things up. As Hennessy gets beat on the press, it's a foot race, and I don't think he's gonna recover. A Longhorn touchdown. One of the few times the Cardinal play press and they get beat deep. Ryan Niblett goes near 80, and the Longhorns are up 7-3. So that Cardinal lead did not last long. They now take the field starting inside their own 15, an inopportune time to actually return a kick. Parrish gets a little lane down the middle. He's going to pick up a gain of 9. Has been a hot moment since he's found that big gain down the middle. We'll take that for sure. Then going with some play action, Brown gonna roll. He has a receiver downfield. That ball comes up well short, and luckily it's just tipped away. Brown ended up taking a hit at the point of the throw. Definitely took about 10 yards off of it. Montreal Dog in here as he's gonna take it to the outside, running through the corner. He picks up that first. The power back here, the Cardinal putting in some work. 1st and 10. We get motion from tight end 2. That is McCoy. And some more play action here for Brown. Coming across, he's got his receiver. There's Haddad. Trying to break to the outside, though. Good pursuit angle from 10. That'll limit what was a really big gain for the Cardinal. 2 yards shy of the midfield line. Right back to it, same formation. Dog, he breaks 1. He's going to lose 2. Looks like they were giving Parrish a little bit of a breather on those handful of plays. Back out there here on 2nd down. And under pressure, and ball is out. Eventually, Brown gets back on it, but it's going to be with a big loss. Atticus Williams with the sack. He's the main guy to watch for this interior of the Longhorns defense. Trips go to the right-hand side, Haddad to the left. Hard count, no one jumps. They'll have to get all the yardage themselves. Going out to Haddad and getting picked off again. It's Mack. He's got 2 interceptions today. That gives Brown 5 total on the year and only 3 touchdowns. We could count it kind of as an arm punt, as it was a 3rd and very long, but still don't want to be tossing those interceptions. 1st and 10. And going off of the run from last week, including a lot more RPO today. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Only 10 points scored in total. Cardinal defense trying to keep it at that for this point. Rolling in, Ornoff, he gets to the outside, eventually sliding down as Hennessy stepped towards him. And a great job for Ornoff to read that pressure and to find a little lane to slip out. 1st and 10. They're down to the 31. Continuing to try to pass the ball, this time out to the running back. Flying over is Camp. Gonna need some help from Asher, dragging him down with a gain of 4. Now an empty set for the Longhorns. And finding a spot right down the seam, but Asher breaks it up yet again. Well, the defense for the Cardinal have been really good the last couple of years. They've struggled to break up passes. Asher has done that several times to start this season, but he doesn't do it there. Longhorns strike. This time they go to their other outside receiver. And Wanogu gives them a 14-3 lead. And Brown try to help make up for it then, as points scored off of his own mistakes here leave them down by 2 scores. They will have about 45 seconds to try to answer. Setting his feet, he finds Haddad, had to adjust to the pass, ends up being a little bit behind. He holds on to it, and it's going to be hurry up here for the Cardinal offense. They do not have a tight end out on that field. Press coverage on the outside with safety help over the top. Haddad, though, he's got some speed. Brown maybe needed to give about an extra yard or so on it. Haddad definitely has the athleticism to get downfield, not the most polished of the route runners for it. See how much they look to target him doing that method, and Keenan holds on to it. First timeout called by the Cardinal. They have 27 seconds left. They just now get into plus territory. Etienne does have a solid leg on him. Just got to make sure they at least get into range for him. Back up for Keenan. Swatted away. Secondary for the Longhorns living up to their overall so far. Bunch of the right-hand side, 23 seconds. They bring the blitz, and they're going to say it's a fumble. It's scooped up. The linemen are not going to catch him. And the Longhorns now scored 3 touchdowns in the first half. I don't know if that one was a fumble, but the ball definitely went backwards. And I don't think the review would help us out here. Just a devastating way for this first half to come to an end for the Cardinal. Down now 21-3, and not that long ago, they very well could have ran away with this game as the Longhorns struggled out the gate. Elijah Brown, several turnovers today, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, only completing 58% of his passes. Running the ball, both Parrish and Dog averaging about 3 yards a carry, though Bryce Haddad has made a lot of plays happen with his few opportunities, 70 on 4 grabs. But for Texas, Ornoff having a much better game this week. He's completed 8 of his 9 attempts, 2 passing touchdowns. But the running game has been essentially non-existent for the Longhorns. And a word from Coach Bearington coming out of half is Parrish is most likely going to be on a touch limit. He is suffering from a lingering injury. We'll see how much that affects the Cardinal offense, but first up is the Cardinal defense, and they could use some big plays from this group to get them back in this game. Pass to the outside and in front of Hennessy. Ended up just being about half a step off in coverage. First down for the Longhorns as they go to the RPO, going to the outside and gonna pick up about a gain of 5. Clearly, the Longhorns changed up their game plan for us than what they ran against UL Monroe. Not seeing much running at all today with a pass downfield and a drop from Hennessy. That could have been a big play for this Cardinal defense, an interception. But giving us the ball back instead. 3rd and 6. Got to make another stop on defense as they swing it out, orbit screen. And rallying Cardinal get the stop. It will be a punt to start the half. And that's exactly what the Cardinals needed. Now can Brown lead this offense, now featuring more of Montrell Dog. For the 1st and 10, they start at the 15. Going to be play action. A late release and blocked by Baklenko's head. If that's a sign of what's to come, it doesn't seem like they're going to catch that break. Handing this one off down the middle, Dog, he picks up 2. But once again, Cardinals stuck here with a 3rd and long. Still at their own 17. Hard count. They get another guy to jump, but once again, no penalty and nearly intercepted. It should have been a free 5. But instead, it's another punt. All right, now this Cardinal team just begging their defense to make a big play for them. 1st and 10, Longhorns. They start at about the 40-yard line. Ornoff throws too high for his tight end. And we might just need to try to get a little bit more pressure on him. Get him scrambling, get him off his mark, then maybe we can make some big plays. Hennessy, that's a pick 6 if you hold on to it. But it definitely doesn't seem like the dude has hands. That is probably about 5 dropped interceptions he's had in the last couple games. Sony Fotu racks up another sack, and it's a quick 3 and out for the Longhorns. But it's going to be a bit of a surprise here as the Cardinal offense hit the field. Montrell Avant in at quarterback. Elijah Brown sitting at the sideline, and Dog, he's got a lane. He doesn't have top end speed, but he's got a lot of, for a power back, shows off both there. The speed down to the 25 and the power to take him down to the 21. But of course, can't forget the offensive line there cleared the way for him. And just like that, Cardinal down in striking distance here. Parrish is checking in at running back, giving Dog a little bit of a breather as he goes down the middle for a short gain. Though it doesn't seem like whatever he is dealing with injury-wise isn't anything big, but might just be a nagging injury. Avant under pressure, rolls and gets rid of it. Line definitely didn't help out the young quarterback there, but a good show of athleticism keeps it from being a bigger loss. Under pressure, tipped several times, and eventually it does hit the turf. But under pressure directly on both his passing attempts, it's once again ETN. And it's another Cardinal field goal. But at some point here, they're gonna need to find a touchdown. In fact, make that 2 and a 2-point try. But with this defense having several opportunities to force a turnover, they just might do it before their offense. Throwing to the outside here for their tight end. And tripping him is, I believe, Asher. Might be wrong on that. Either way, a near first down. They mark him about an inch shy of the first. And movement early on here, they're gonna get the right guard. Though it does appear like the refs do know how to throw that flag for when someone jumps early. This time they finally do it in favor for us. 2nd and 5. Going back to the passing game and to the flat left open. Chopped out by Rico Cote. But it is a first down for Aaron Butler. 1st and 10 at the 28. And early movement again. Both move about simultaneously. However, they're going to get Richardson here. Well, the Cardinal trying to get an upper hand here. Get a little bit too eager. Extra 5 here for the Longhorns, leaves it 1st and 5. Bunch to the left-hand side. They hand it off, and it's swallowed up. Perhaps that is why we're not seeing them run the ball all too often. 2nd and 4. Just a gain of 1 on the previous play. Going back to the passing and underneath to the tight end, who will pick up 2 of the 4 needed. The true freshman in Kiki gets the stop, and it's 3rd and 2. They hand it off, and eating it up is Roseboom. Defense keeps giving the offense opportunities. They just need to capitalize. Spread empty here for Avant. They go with the wide receiver screen, and finding the freshman, it's no gain. 2nd and 10. Now 2 to the left-hand side, Blouse to the right. Looking to pass. They go to him. He gets the catch. Not much more following. But that does go as the first completion for Avant. Was under heavy pressure the last 2 times he drops back. 3rd and 2. Got to make sure they get the first down here. Looks like he's making a couple changes at the line. As they go Montreal Dog. He breaks through 2. Will pick up an extra 3. And the Cardinals are right back to it. 1st and 10 at the 47. And under pressure again. Coughing up the ball, though. He gets back on top of it. Colin Simons, though, left with the free rush. Nearly wrecked it for the Cardinals. 2nd and 14. Still goes as a good loss. Dog bounces it to the outside. A little stiff arm. And all of that to gain 2. Now that will send us into the 4th quarter, where still the Cardinal trail 21-6. Trying to fight their way back into this one. They've switched out the running back and quarterback. They're facing a 3rd and long. Needing 2 touchdowns and a 2-point try just to tie this game up. Avant, he's looking to show off those wheels. Getting the first down, tracked down from behind. Well, the tackle actually launches him forward. He's going to gain a couple extra on it. Montreal Dog taking the handoff, and down the middle, short gain. Looks like we might see some hurry up here from the offense to finish up this game. Down 2 scores, got to fight their way back, at least just to tie this one up. Avant scrambles yet again, this time sliding down. Now, of all the active quarterbacks for the Cardinal, he is the fastest they have. Perhaps that's why Coach Bearington went his way. Under pressure, though, they keep having a free rusher. Ty Anthony Smith, though, shaken up for Texas following the play. We might need to start leaving a guy behind here. Perhaps that's what Dog does there. As he checks out with a late release, they go to him. Hey, boom! He goes over the outside edge rusher. And I'm honestly surprised he's back up and out there for the following play. What a truck stick from Montreal Dog. 1st and 10. They go back his way. And he's going to pick up another 2. Perhaps a little extra spark for the Cardinal. That hit could be the game changer here as they go with the jet sweep. And it's going to be Blouse down to the 1. Cardinals so close yet again. A heavy front. Montreal Dog caught from behind. They've got to find their way into the end zone. They lose about half a yard on that one. Wing T to follow. And Thompson clearing the way. The freshman has a touchdown in each of the games to start his collegiate career. Cardinal finally on the board here, but we might need to go for 2 now. So out in shotgun. 2-point try. Avant, he's got to find a target here. He's under pressure. He's rolling to the right, and the speed will carry him. Cardinal get the 8-point play, and they're just down by a touchdown. And with 5:43 left, their defense hits the field. They'll need another stop. As it's going to be play action, rolling, and a good breakup, Kiki. Longhorns had exactly what they wanted there, a blocker in front, but Kiki blew through the blocker and the guy trying to catch the ball. And they rally in the backfield for a loss of 3. Sony Fotu credited with that tackle for a loss. 3rd and 13. Got to get the stop here for the Cardinal. Throw downfield, and Asher breaks it up. Defense answers. And now the offense takes the field starting in plus territory. At the 42, they hand it off to 32, who trucks through that right end once again. I don't want to speak too early, but is Montreal Dog the return of intellectual brutality? We might just have to find out. As they go his way on the screen, they let that develop, and picking up a gain of 7. We now move inside, 4 minutes left. Still needing a touchdown to tie this game up. Avant, he's going to scramble down the middle, sliding down at the 15. Cardinal need at least the touchdown to tie here. Then we might look for something else, depending on what the defense does. RPO, gain of 4. Best case here is we get the touchdown with no time left, and we also head into overtime. That is a awesome possibility for us. Parrish down the middle. He's going to pick up 4. Still giving him a little bit of a workload in this one. 3rd down. Same look. And Avant hands it off, and it's a loss on the play. Gillette, however, injured for Texas. It will be a timeout, 4th and 5. And surprisingly, the Cardinal offense stays out there. Hard count, 2 people move. And I think they're going to get the new starter at tackle, Anodi Nigbun. And that pushes them back. Now needing 10. They send out ETN. He'll get the field goal. They need another stop on defense, and a touchdown would be for the win. Coach Barrington banking on his top-tier defense to get that stop. 2:05 left. They start at the 25. Motioning out the tight end. They go with the RPO, and falling over and sprinting Gibson all the way down to the 30. Sumlin finally pushes them out, but they are already now inside field goal range. Giving up just that would send this thing back to a touchdown to tie. They tripped on the outside and opened up the door. And they look to go right back to it on the following. Timeout called after with a gain of 5, leaving 2nd and 5. Stretching it again. And a quick stop. 2nd timeout called by the Cardinal. They need to force the field goal here. 3rd and 7. Do they hand it off? Do they throw? Ornoff. He's going to look to throw the ball. Several options to that right-hand side, and picking up the 1st down. Timeout is called there. And with 1:42 left, they might just be able to kneel this one out. Texas will win this game. Cardinal shut them out in the 2nd half, but the 21 scored in the 2nd quarter is enough to overpower a lackluster offense for the Cardinal. They found a little bit of some success with Montrell Dog. Avant made a couple plays. Is it any different than what we would have had with Brown? It's hard to say. Well, the defense, they gave us every opportunity, only allowed 53 rushing yards, 194 passing. But the 3 turnovers from Brown were just too much to overcome. But despite the loss, it's still good enough here to see Sony Fotu pick up yet another Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week. He had 2 sacks, 2 tackles, 3 TFLs. Those numbers don't quite add up, but either way, the performance was of high quality. And that takes the Cardinal into their first bye of the season. We start Pac-12 play next time. And it'll be 2 years in a row that we face Arizona State, despite the fact that we have not played Arizona yet. So that's a little interesting mix. Now, Arizona, they are 2-0 out the gate, so despite them not being ranked, it should be a really good battle. Oregon, they will be ranked, hopefully by the time we play against them, barring them losing in the Arizona week, or honestly even here in week 3. Now for us, that loss majorly hurt. Texas was 19th. We lost to them when we were 9. We dropped all the way down to 17. Despite there being, the 1-1, NC State above us, and a couple other 1-1 teams, Wisconsin, Florida, Georgia. Though obviously we're not on the same level as Georgia right now. But always interesting here to see how the ratings are being called. As for the Pac-12, well, right now we're actually sitting about mid, slightly below middle of the table because most of the teams have won out the gate. We have a couple teams who are 1-1. So why someone like Oregon is above us here when we are 2-1, we have more wins? I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, we have the same amount of losses. In fact, the only team to not win a game so far is San Jose State. As for Wazoo, who got demoted down to the Mountain West last season, they are 1-1, which puts them 2nd to last in the Mountain West. So they are also still struggling down here against some lesser competition. As for recruiting, things are still going very well for us. We are on top for all of the 5 stars that we are going after. In fact, we are on top for every single person we're going after outside of 2 4 stars, and it's both against Boise State that we are down. So we'll see if we can land Sledge and Afa Lotulelli, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We'll end up finding some more points as more and more of these guys hit into the top 5, and we can start doing some hard selling. As for the 2 that we have done hard selling, the 5-star quarterback, we are well jumping ahead almost into his top 3. And that's because these are doing very well for us. Outside of playing style for some of these players and coach stability, everything's going to be a B up to an A+. But here is where we will leave things off for today. Arizona State will be our next game, so make sure you don't miss it by hitting that bell icon on the bottom right or scrolling down, hit the sub button, and definitely tapping that bell icon so you're notified when these videos go live. College football Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're over on Madden Tuesday, Thursday with the Jaguars. We are ranked 17. That's still really good. We climbed up to, I want to say, 11 or 12 was our high point last season. So we're still looking really good. We played 2 top 25 teams. We are going to play probably close to a top 25 team in Arizona State, and then Oregon, who currently is again another top 25. We're playing some tough teams, and outside of the questions on offense, we're looking pretty good. Hopefully they'll bounce back next time, and we will see you then as we go on the road, start Pac-12 games at Arizona State.